Hello friends, I'm going to discuss a very important cue card today. As you know, these days there are certain topics which are very difficult, and if you get these topics all of a sudden you might get blank. Okay, what to speak on that, because generate idea immediately if you have not read about the topic is very difficult. Okay, so I'm trying to focus on the topics especially which are very difficult, which you might get blank at that time. So I'm trying to take the topic so that you feel comfortable while speaking those. So I have taken one of the same topic today. The topic is describe an experience when you were with people and you got bored, right? So this is some kind of very confusing statement, or it might be something that you don't get idea all of a sudden that how is it possible that you are with so many people then also you get bored. And if you try to create a situation, sometimes we don't get vocabulary words, we don't get the words that come out of our mouth, right? So let's see what the bullet points are. First, when and where was it? So when was and where was the time when you get bored? Why did you get bored and how did you feel about it, right? So since we always start with the introduction, here also we'll start with a very beautiful but a small introduction. And the introduction is, there are several situations in life when we get bored and feel helpless or helpless. Helpless. So another word for helpless is hapless, because helpless is a very common word. We try to use some good vocabulary words or advanced vocabulary words that will increase our band score. So instead of using helpless, you can use hapless. So feel hapless to overcome it. So it happens many times. There are many situations. I'm going to talk about one of the situations today. So the situation is, the same happened with me. It was last year. When it was? Last year. Where was it? So it was when my brother got married to a Gujarati girl, right? Because it was a love marriage. They both liked each other. So he married to a Gujarati girl. The marriage function was unique. It was a unique experience because the marriage was celebrated on as per the both of the religions. So that was a unique experience for us. It was all fun and frolic. Fun and frolic means lot of fun was there. There was a vibrant ambience. Everything was amazing. But a week after marriage, I went to my brother's in-laws house to take his wife. Everything was okay in the marriage since I had so many relatives of mine, of my side, my friends, my relatives. We enjoyed a lot. Everything was okay. But what happened after that? After a week, me and my brother, we went to his in-laws house to take his wife, or to take my sister-in-law. Now what happened is, why we went? Because it is a custom in our religion. So I went with my brother Simran. Now what happened there? Everybody around me, they were speaking in Gujarati. I couldn't understand. So they were talking, they were making fun of each other. They might be cracking jokes. I just don't know whatever they were talking about, but I could not understand since they were speaking in Gujarati, or you might take any other language name. A large number of relatives gathered, so they were laughing, talking, sharing talks. Everybody seemed happy, delighted or entertained except me, because everybody understood the language. It was a common thing for them. So obviously they were feeling very happy. And instead of happy, you can use the word delighted, and you can use entertained. Why to use very simple words? Why don't we replace it with some beautiful words, right? Since my brother spent 4 years in Gujarat, so he was also able to speak and listen Gujarati well. Now who was left? It was me. Who was left? Who was not knowing? Who was not getting to know what was actually they talking about? So I felt bored because I was not into that conversation. So what I did is, I started playing games on my mobile, because obviously I had to do something, right? Though they used Hindi and Punjabi with me, but a little. So whenever they were talking to me, when they were asking to me anything, at that time they were using Hindi or Punjabi, whatever my language is, right? But what actually happened? They were talking to me, they were asking to me for a very, very less number of times. right? So that was not sufficient or adequate to cheer me up. Instead of sufficient, you can use adequate to cheer me up. Cheer me up means to make me feel happy. I wasn't happy by their little conversation with me. So finally somehow the time over there got over, and on the way back home I felt joyful and elated. Again, instead of seeing happy, why happy? Elated, joyful. We were elated, we were joyful. Why? Because as we three were there at that time. So it was me, my brother and my sister-in-law. We three were there. So we enjoyed a lot. We talked in Hindi and Punjabi, or enjoy at the fullest. So finally I would say that all is well if and is well. So though it was the time that I felt bored, but somehow I had to manage it, because the kind of situation that I could not run away from that situation, right? So I hope the story you will definitely like the story, and you can easily speak about it. Okay, all the best.